All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. The Detroit Lions, well rested, on the road. America's team taking on America's team. 47-9 road victory this afternoon against the Dallas Cowgirls. Vengeance game from this time last season, losing on a BS call. We saw another BS call about the offensive line. I won't even get into that. Ben Johnson in his bag, Jared Goff in his bag. You gave up 9 points to the Dallas Cowgirls. Like A+ offensive game, A+ defensive game, A+ coaching game. And now the Detroit Lions are sitting here at 4-1 after just taking down, like, I was going to say one of the better teams in the NFL, but I know the Cowgirls are 3-3. That's enough. Sorry, I know I said it 3 times in 1 minute. Anyways, enjoy this win. Enjoy this win. The one negative, otherwise I would be up to the roof in excitement, is Aiden Hutchinson. Probably the worst injury or the worst sight you possibly could have asked for. Absolutely detrimental. Absolutely devastating. But at the time of this recording, we just finished the football game. I don't have any updates on Aiden Hutchinson. That put a huge vibe kill on the entire football game. Even winning 47-9 against a Super Bowl contender, or what was a Super Bowl contender in Dallas, it puts just a huge... It sucks, man. It really does. Let's get into it. Hit that like button, hit that sub button for daily NFL content. Shout out to my Lions channel. I'll pin it down below, put the link in there as well. But I got a daily Lions channel or YouTube channel. If we could try to get this video to 400 likes for the 4 wins, that would mean the absolute world to me. So dominated, let's get through the stats, right? Dominated time of possession, 35 minutes to Dallas's 25. They had 27 first downs as opposed to Dallas's 16. They had 492 yards of freaking offense compared to Dallas's 251. They had 0 turnovers, but they forced 5 turnovers against Dallas. Folks, the Cowboys got off to like a field goal on their first possession. That was the only time they were leading this football game. That was the only time they had a shot in this football game. I don't even think a Lions fan on earth was worried after that first possession. Jared Goff, it takes some time. It takes some time, man. I don't even want to talk about this. I don't even want to like rant on this. The amount of upset Lions fans I had in my comment section after your 42-29 victory against Seattle 2 weeks ago was so annoying. You don't have perfect football games like this except for maybe twice or 3 times a season if you're truly a great football team. A win is a win at the end of the day. This was a statement victory. Jared Goff, it takes, folks, the season went from 16 to 17. Preseason went from 4 games to 3 games. It takes some time. The first month of the season, it takes some time to get everything clicking and everything firing on all cylinders. It takes some time for every positional group. One game, you'll have a good offensive game and a bad defensive game. Next game, vice versa. Now we're in a third of the season, a little bit into the third of the season, and this is where you're really going to see not only NFL teams separate from each other, but you're going to see the Detroit Lions separate themselves from other teams all across the National Football League. Jared Goff, shout out, 18 of 25, 315 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions, 12.6 yards per completion. I'm going to take it. Any game you have your backup QB playing Hendon Hooker, 1 of 2, 19 yards. Anytime you have your backup QB playing, actually, it's kind of a 50-50. You could be on the other side of this. But if you're winning a football game, you got your backup quarterback in the last couple of possessions, you're looking pretty freaking good. David Montgomery, 12 carries, 80 yards, 2 touchdowns, average 6.7 yards per carry. Jahmyr Gibbs, keep these kids healthy. 12 carries, 63 yards, 5.2 yards per carry. As a team, the Detroit Lions ran 36 times for 184 yards and 2 touchdowns. Wide receiver room, a little bit for everybody. Jameson Williams, unbelievable play call, 37-yard touchdown. He finished 3 catches, 76 yards. Khalif Raymond, 4 catches, 73 yards. Tim Patrick with a huge first possession. I think it was a 42-yard catch. Let me check it. Yep, 42-yard catch. Tim Patrick emerged as wide receiver 3 for this team. Love his story. Love this comeback redemption arc. 3 catches, 68 yards, Amon-Ra St. Brown, 3 catches, 37 yards and a touchdown. Jahmyr Gibbs, 3 catches, 28 yards. And then we have Laporta. And Laporta was on a crazy play. There were like, I don't even want to explain it because there was so much. You saw it at the beginning of this video. Sam Laporta had a beautifully orchestrated catch for 52 yards and a touchdown from Ben Johnson and the Lions offense. One quick comment. Outside of the Aiden Hutchinson injury, this is my only nitpick with this Detroit Lions team. You need, and he's on my fantasy football team, so I guess that plays a part. There's no reason Sam Laporta, who emerged as like a top 3 tight end last season, one of the best offensive rookies we've seen at the tight end position ever, there's no reason he should have 1 target in a football game. I don't care that you have 47 points. And I guess this is more the rant part because he's on my fantasy football team, but there is no reason one of the best tight ends in the NFL should have 1 catch for 52 yards. Heading into this game, 12 catches, 147 yards. It's just, I don't know what's going on. I know the tight end position is a little bit janky this season. Defense is making a return. Running game's making a return. But there is no way, shape, or form Mr. Sam Laporta should have 1 target. I know it was a 52-yard touchdown, and I know the game was 47-9, but he should have way more than 1 target. All right, let's talk about this defense, folks, all over the field. All over the field. Brian Branch, welcome back. Brian Branch, critical player missing against that Seattle game. 2 interceptions this afternoon. Kirby Joseph, another interception. What is that, number 4 on the season? Amik Robertson's been a dog. Brian Branch also had 6 tackles. He also had a forced fumble. Brian Branch, a stud. Absolute freaking stud. Ali McNeil, welcome back. 2 total sacks. He wasn't injured or anything, but he's just had a slower start to what we were anticipating. 2 sacks, huge player. Rakestraw had a couple of nice tackles. Carlton Davis, before he got banged up, had some great pass breakups. Same thing applies to Terrion Arnold. But that, I don't want to do this. We have to talk about Aiden Hutchinson. I don't want to speak too much on Aiden because we don't know the severity of the injury. But when you have, like, Micah Parsons came up and tapped him, and he got carted out. Anytime you have a guy carted out, it's not good. In this situation, my thought is more not of what are the Detroit Lions going to do, because they're probably for certain going to hit the trade market. They're definitely going to trade for some type of player at the edge position. What you're concerned about is, like, is he going to play football again? Once again, I don't want to comment too much on this because it was so gruesome that they didn't even play it. I've heard comparisons to Alex Smith's injury, Naisman's injury. I've heard some crazy comparisons. Hopefully it's not that bad, but I would go under the assumption that Aiden Hutchinson will not be playing a snap for the Detroit Lions for the rest of the season. So that's what really killed the whole vibe. Otherwise, this was, it was an A-plus football game, but yeah, 47-9 win, but you lose like one of the best defensive players in the National Football League. It absolutely sucked. I feel so bad. But once again, I don't want to comment too much on it until we know the details of it, unfortunately. That's it for today. Hit that like button, hit that sub button. Sorry to leave it on a sour note. I'll see you guys in a day or two. That's it from me. Peace. Oh, give me your play of the game down below. Now, peace.